Ready for liftoff, super tank rocket. Get ready for it. Hey guys and gals, it's me, Super Rocket, and welcome back to the Lore of Pac-Man. Yeah. Anyways, as we last left our hero, he became, well, a hero. And now we're moving on forward to 1981, where he meets a familiar face. But before we begin,
don't take this lore too seriously. This is just for Pac fun, you see.
anyways, that familiar face that Pac-Man met during his heroic escapades is actually Pac-Girl. And soon enough, their relationship grows even more to the point where it came to the creation of the new and modern Pac-Man family. The two got married not long after they re-met, with Pac-Man continuing his ghost hunting duties while Pac-Girl settles on doing the housekeeping duties. But she isn't afraid to put on her adventure hat every now and then, mostly when it revolves around historical artifacts and locations, because those things belong in a Pac-Man museum. Plus, I'm gonna take this off now, it's a bit distracting. Pac-Man and Pac-Girl are usually guided by the elder of the family, simply known as Professor Pac, during their quest. Hold up a minute, what kind of elder is he exactly specifically? Yeah, it just says they're elder. I do know exactly who Professor Pac-Man is, but the information is a bit confusing. Oh please, look where I came from. I'm from a different dimension, for goodness sake. I can handle whatever information you're gonna drop. Well, I mean, you asked for it. Get ready. So of course, Professor Pac-Man is actually from the game Professor Pac-Man. And of course, the same name there. And technically, since his name has the name Pac-Man, he's technically a part of the Pac-Man family on Pac-Man's side and not Pac-Girl's side. But the thing is, in later iterations, they simplified to just Professor Pac. And this probably got Namco of Japan a bit confused because they don't really know much about the Pac family because they came from America instead of Japan. So they kind of decided, oh, maybe Professor Pac is actually just a separate character, not part of the Pac-Man family. So they got a bit of freedom of figuring out who he is. Hence why in Pac and Roll, there was a character known as Pac-Master who is the father of Pac-Girl. And they put in the instruction manual, I think, they kind of alluded to the fact that Pac-Master is technically the younger version of Professor Pac. But that doesn't make any sense if you think about it, that Professor Pac-Man is supposed to be his full name. But since they kind of simplified it and most iterations of Professor Pac just put there Professor Pac, that means they could have just put there Professor Pac-Master and there's no master part of it in their iterations. But okay, in other cases, it's supposed to be in the Pac-Man side, not the Pac-Girl side, maybe probably the grandfather, or maybe even the father, or maybe some sort of uncle character maybe. I don't know. Yeah, this is why I say that it's best not to take this lore too seriously, or you end up like that guy, or that guy, or that guy. Professor Pac also provides them with inventions to aid them in their journeys. This includes quantum-like machines such as time machines, another day parody, or maybe something a bit more basic like vehicles such as submarines. Help! I need some yeah? What do you mean I'm singing the wrong song here? However, despite, Professor Pac-Man being a very smart guy, his old age can get to him sometimes. Possibly in 1983, Pac-Man also adopted a dog, who was then trained to also be able to hunt down ghosts, even by the dog's lonesome.
Uh-oh, let's get out of here!
Pac-Man and his beloved wife eventually had 2 children, one of them being their young daughter, who, despite her age, can talk in full sentences and is very supportive of his dad's heroic escapades. She also can drink raw milk at a very rapid pace, which makes me concerned as to what she likes to eat at a rapid pace. Okay there, calm down. I'm gonna get you some food, alright? Just calm down. And the other child being their firstborn son, who is a Pac boy who knows how to rock. Wait a minute, Pac boy? That reminds me. Aren't you gonna talk about that whole, legal situation? Oh yeah, kind of avoided that question, mostly because, well, it's a bit confusing. I don't really know how to properly explain this. Hello, I'm Challenging Charles and welcome to Conveniently Timed News. Today, we're gonna be taking a look at the status report of the situation behind the character ownership of Miss Pac-Man. So buckle up, make sure you pay attention, and make sure you are seated because this can get very confusing at some certain points. So let us begin with a little recap. Of course, in case you guys didn't know, Miss Pac-Man the video game was actually created by a bunch of college students and was fully endorsed by Midway, the American distributors of the Pac-Man arcade machine back in the 80s, and not Namco. This leads into a bunch of confusing legal shenanigans with the character of Miss Pac-Man throughout the years, and somehow, in the modern day, ended up in the company of Ad Games. This leads into whenever Bandai Namco has to do a re-release of a Pac-Man game that involves Miss Pac-Man, she has to be replaced with a brand new character design and a brand new character name. This is also true for the other family members who are heavily connected to the character of Miss Pac-Man, just like Pac-Man's son, Junior Pac-Man, actually have his name originated from the Miss Pac-Man arcade machine, and also Pac-Man's daughter, who has a heavy resemblance to his mother. But despite these brand new designs and names, they are technically the same character, and here's a little graph showing you exactly which character is which. The situation with Pac-Dog is technically very different considering the name Chom Chom came from the Hanna-Barbera cartoon, which Bandai Namco does not have the rights to, hence why they have to rename him. The only family member that doesn't have any crazy legal shenanigans is of course Professor Pac-Man. At the moment, Miss Pac-Man has a bit of resurgence with appearing in a few merchandise here and there, as well as Pac-Man's Pixel Bash to be more specific. So who knows what exactly is going on with Miss Pac-Man right now, and maybe soon enough in the future, Miss Pac-Man could actually come back. This is Challenging Charles from Conveniently Timed News, signing off. Well, that pretty much explains everything. At one point, Pac-Man's son befriended a red girl ghost who is Blinky's daughter, named Yum Yum. Don't ask who the mother is. It's one of those situations. But this isn't the first time, or even the second time, a member of the Pac-Family became friends with a ghost. In the past, Pac-Man met Miru, who is a green ghost that somehow has 2 feet apparently, and she helped him in collecting different fruits and other items throughout the mazes. I don't know, in my opinion, a ghost with legs isn't that unusual. Oh hey, there's one over there right now. Ooh. Yeah. I have no idea what my plan was here. And up until Pac-Man turned into a famous hero, he actually was good friends with a gray ghost with green gloves simply known as Orson. However, when Pac-Man became popular, he then tried to gain the same amount of recognition. But nothing worked, so he decided to pursue a life of manufacturing Pac-Dots and studying the spectral realm. As mentioned before, that of course is the birthplace of the ghosts. Wait a minute, Orson? Isn't that the director of that one famous black and white film? Oh yeah, I think the movie was called Citizen Kane, I believe. Oh yeah, that's the one. Why are we staring at the camera again? Anyways, of course, Pac-Man actually really loves these Pac-Dots as a snack. They look similar to Power Pellets, just that they're smaller and they don't give the ability to eat ghosts. However, there is a possibility that it can grant other powers, such as throwing fireball-like projectiles. And it depends on how many Pac-Dots you gobbled as of recent. Oh man, I don't know why, but I feel like I need to go to the toilet. I'll be right back. But no matter how rough his adventures may be, Pac-Man will always have his family greeting him back at home to ensure him that everything will be alright. Just like the time in 1984 where Pac-Man had to escort this little fairy known as Buttercup back to Fairy World via his hat, which of course Fairy World itself being led by the Mother Fairy, who helped Pac-Man get back home by giving his boots wings, because that makes sense. Just putting wings on something just gives it the ability to fly instantly. No physics required. And that's pretty much it for Pac-Man in the beloved 80s that he debuted in. Yeah, I know we kind of stopped around 1984, we're not even halfway done with the era, but there really isn't much to dive into afterwards. I mean, there was a video game crash after all after that point, and yeah, sure, Pac-Man did came back with Pac-Mania, but there really isn't much of a story to dive into there. Things will really pick up when it comes to the narrative, at least, when we go to the mid-90s, where Pac-Man had to deal with adventures in Pac-Man 2, Pac-Man World, and of course, Pac-in-Time. I don't have Pac-in-Time, sadly. I think there was one at the video game store, so can we show footage of the video game store right now? Yeah, there you go. Anyways, that's pretty much it for this video of the lore of Pac-Man. So with that said, alright guys and gals, thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this video turned out. And I'm really excited for the next projects because we've got some big surprises coming up your way real soon. So until then, rock it on.